Welcome back, everybody. I'm your host, Kelly Sparks, aka Big Beard. So today for you, I have a bottle that I got last night at the Bourbon and Bow Ties event. Oh, goodness gracious. Bourbon and Bow Ties, she was literally laying there quiet for 3 minutes straight. And as soon as I start talking to the camera, she just starts whining. You're an a-hole. So anyway, Bourbon and Bow Ties is an event that's put on every year. It's a charity event, and the portions of the proceeds, I guess, proceeds go to a local children's charity. Like there's a little World of Wonders place. It's called Longview Wow. It goes to them, so it helps out. It's people drinking, having a good time. For charity for kids. So I spent most of the night. Oh, it smells so good. I spent most of the night hanging out with the distillers, the master distillers from Ironroot, which is what I have here, Ironroot Harbinger, and Tawakaro. They had tables set up right next to each other, and I literally just stood in between them for an hour and a half to 2 hours, just talking to these guys, and these guys would leave, and I would talk to Robert from Ironroot, and he would leave and go eat, and I'd talk to Jason from Tawakaro, and we'd just sit there and shoot the breeze, and I would just get like, hey, let me get a little bit of that, let me get a little bit of that. So at the end of the night, when Robert was packing up, he was cleaning his table up, and he grabbed this, he looked down at his box, he looked back at me, and he was just, there you go, buddy. I'm like, hell yeah, score. So, if you've never had Ironroot Harbinger, I suggest if you're near the southern Oklahoma and northern Texas border, swing by Denison, Texas, and pick this one up. It's really, really good. This is actually the 2019 C edition, so this is probably one of the latest releases. It's only aged for 31 months, so it's not even a 3-year-old, but it is a straight bourbon. It's bottled at 57.5% alcohol. So I got their website pulled up. I'm not going to read the tasting notes, but I do want to read I want to read their grains off to you, because I think they've got probably one of the more interesting combination of grains in this spirit. And it's super tasty. It's got this weird little finish that I can only describe. It comes from, I'm pretty sure it comes from the corn that they're sourcing from Texas. That's the only thing I can think, because several other actual Texas distilled whiskeys have that same kind of little feel to it. So this one, the grains used it. I'm gonna kill you. I'm gonna get you. I'm gonna get you. Come up here, Cooper. It didn't take long. So, oh, I forgot my thinker. So this has purple corn, bloody butcher corn, flint corn, non-GMO yellow dent corn, and rye. So I don't believe it has any barley in it. It doesn't have it on the mash bill, but it's got 5 different types of corn in this, and I think it's a super interesting whiskey, and they've got some really cool stuff that's going to be coming out here in the future, so I'm looking forward to that. I need to make a trip up there before the old Proby starts. So it's not the same exact whiskey, because this one is darker. It's darker than the it looks darker in the glass than the Ironroot Harbinger that they used last year. at the Bourbon Shootout, which came in third, and it's already getting better. It's so freaking oily in the glass. Yeah, it's really nice to drink. Even 115 proof. There's a little burn in the mouth, but it washes down really clean, and there's not even so much as a tickle going on in the back of my throat. Yeah, that's so freaking good. And it's amazing they get the flavors they're doing right now out of bourbon that's just so young. Yeah. Yeah, I almost wrote them off the very first time I had it. It wasn't this, it was their Promethean bourbon, which is one of their younger bourbons. And I was talking to Robert last night about it. I was like, yeah, I had the Promethean was the first one that I had before I even ever met him. Girl I was seeing at the time, her parents lived up in Denison, so they bought me a bottle of Ironroot Promethean from the distillery. I think it's from the distillery, but anyway, it was aged, I want to say 16 or 18 months at the time. And the first time I drank it, I was like, oof, no, it needs more time in the barrel. And we were talking about it last night, and he was just like, yeah, it was a little young. So he knew, like, they knew their process was getting better. Now they're coming up on whiskeys that have been sitting in the barrel for 5 years. And I don't know about you guys, but 5 years in the Texas heat is no joke. And and I know we've talked about this before in the past, but Ironroot, what they're doing, they're using much larger barrels so they can let the whiskey sit longer without getting burned up. So, whereas like if you see some of the older Balcones stuff, it is super dark because they use smaller barrels, greater surface area contact with the whiskey, and it just chars the ever-loving shit out of the whiskey. Yeah, I'm gonna read off the tasting notes for you. I like their website. You can book tours. It's pretty cool, man. They've won a lot of awards as well. The nose: maple syrup, orange marmalade, and complex red fruits. That's pretty spot on. I'll give them that. They're not, unlike other companies, they're not super complex with their tasting notes. Pretty simple. Hit the high points. With taste: red fruits and baking spices on a bed of dark sugars with a medium rich finish that gets you back in the glass. You know what? That's a true statement. Yeah. And this one's pretty much gone. So y'all can tell. I mean, and don't get me wrong, I like the guys at Ironroot. They're redheads, the Licorice brothers. Their mom Licorice, is hilarious. Super smart, intelligent lady, and has a very quick wit that she put on show for us when we went to do the distillers camp. So it's not that me drinking this whiskey and giving it a good review is not indicative of how much I like those guys. It's just really good whiskey. So, I mean, that's really all you need to say about it. I mean, I can't say I like every single one of their products, but by and large, they create really good products, and they create a multitude of different varieties that most people could probably get on board with. Even like your corn whiskey guys, your bourbon guys, your scotch guys. They've got some experimental stuff right now that I'm looking forward to. They've got a green Hawaiian corn bourbon. I don't know if it's going to be a corn whiskey or if it's going to be a bourbon. But I really want to try that one. I'd love to get a bottle of it. Just go up there and say, hey guys, let me have that. But anyway, that's all I got. Ironroot Harbinger. I personally would rather get the 115 because they have a proof down version of it. I don't like it as much because y'all know me. I like higher proof stuff. So if you have the chance, check out Ironroot Harbinger. I guarantee you won't be disappointed. It'll be something memorable, to say the least. So don't forget, check the description below for all the links to help out around the house with Patreon, Tattered Beans, Teespring. I still need to create my profile for Tattered Beans, so I'll get that done here the next day or two. Patreon.com/Kelly Redbeard Sparks. Don't forget, like and subscribe. Hit the applause button if you want to help out a little bit more. You can give like a $2 applause, so that'd be cool. Also, check out the Bearded Idiots. Like always, drink some whiskey, share it with your friends and family, like good old Robert Licorice did with me. He shared the rest of this bottle with me. Share it with your friends and family. Be safe. Don't drink and drive. Take care. We'll see you next time.